Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 44th annual Big Red Freakout here at the Houston Fieldhouse in Troy, New York. It's RPI and Colgate. I'm joined by Dan Frigent as we bring you the biggest game on the RPI hockey calendar, and it has been for quite some time. Coach, how exciting is it to be a part of this game, whether it be a coach or as a player? But you obviously never played in the game, but as a coach at least.
Oh, it's great. It's not just for the home coach, but also for the visiting coach to come and see the atmosphere. And this year with the students here, get them out of their dorms, get them out of their places to come and watch some good hockey.
All right, RPI taking on a hot Colgate team. They're unbeaten in their last 3 after a 9-game winless streak. So maybe catching the Raiders at the wrong time, but if you're RPI trying to battle for that top 4 spot, it doesn't matter who you play. You have to bring your A game, night in, night out.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, especially this time of year, from 4th place down to 10th place, there's only 6 points separating the 7 teams. So there's points to be had, and now's the time you got to start doing that.
RPI beating Cornell yesterday 6-2, a big win for RPI, trying to catch Cornell, trying to catch the Big Red in the league standings, trying to get one of those top 4 spots to get the bye.
Yes, and it's going to be an important one tonight too, because Colgate's only 2 points behind them, and RPI is only 2 points behind Cornell.
Underway here as it's shot deep by the Colgate Raiders. They beat RPI 5-2 back in that Central New York trip that RPI made. Probably one of their least successful trips as far as score lines go. They lost to Cornell 11-3, as folks remember, on that same trip, but looking to exact the same kind of revenge here against Colgate as they did against Cornell yesterday. As it's dumped in there by Tommy Bergsland. Pops right back out to center. Jacob Lee playing on the top line tonight. A little bit of a line shuffle as Lee and Laka switch spots on the first and second line. There's a giveaway and a chance right away for the Raiders. Walking in, a left pad save made by Watson. And now a spinorama as it's thrown through. Couple of tries there for Alex Young in the opening couple of minutes of this game. This will trickle in on goal, and it's still loose as Kjellberg and Watson, a miscommunication. And it could have been a disaster there for RPI, but luckily for Watson and company, he was trying to cover the puck, and his teammate swept it away from his glove.
Yeah, that's just a matter of communication, but one thing for sure, Watson's on his game to start here.
I guess that's one way to do it, with some help from your own teammate. Now a shot right on and a save on the pad by Mitch Benson, senior from Windsor, Ontario, getting the start in goal tonight for Colgate. Second straight start for him. And the second straight start for Watson as well. There's a redirection in front from Laka looking for his 3rd goal of the weekend. That doesn't go as he's kept out by Benson.
Both goaltenders have made a real good pad saves early on here in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Benson, a career 17-31-11 record. He's a veteran of this league. As it's swatted deep off the stick of Griffin Lunn, senior from Lockport, New York.
I think he's hovering around a 91% save average, right?
Yeah, 91.6 is pretty good considering the record and the folks that have been around him at times in his career, but hoping for better as this season progresses. And if you're a Colgate Raiders fan, you're hoping that, as has happened in years past, this Raider club is getting hot at the exact right time.
Yeah, well, as you had mentioned earlier, they've really been good since their overtime win at Dartmouth. As a matter of fact, I think they're 2-0-1.
Yeah, 3-0. I think 3-0-1 even after yesterday.
That's correct.
They came back and beat Union as well. A wild game in Schenectady, 6-4. 3 third-period goals for Colgate. Not too different from the RPI game, although RPI didn't trail after the second period.
Well, I left here. It was 4-3 for
yeah.
Union. I get home, it's 6-4 Colgate. Union was winning 4-3 with 1 minute and 18 seconds left. Colgate scored 3 goals in that time frame.
What makes that more ridiculous, Coach, is that RPI, this game took forever as a regulation time game, right?
Yeah, it did.
So I don't know how that one took longer in Schenectady. Must have been all the goals. Raiders trying to break to center. Hallbauer is going to slap it right back in. Kyle Hallbauer, senior from Howell, New Jersey. And now Leppinen looking for Linden, who had a couple of goals yesterday as well against Cornell. up to 13 on the year, leads the team, as cannot be kept in by Davies. Dylan Davies getting another appearance here. Now an offside whistle here thwarts a chance potentially for the Raiders, as it was Arnaud Vachon getting it in ahead of the play.
Well, Vachon would have, if he'd have got that puck directly, he'd have been in all alone, but Ethan Manderville intercepted the pass, which put him offside.
Just about 4 minutes gone, first period, RPI and Colgate. Engineers lead the all-time series, but it's pretty tight, one of the tighter in the league as far as RPI's opposition. 67 wins for RPI, 64 wins for Colgate, and 5 ties. Now making a move up ice, this is Colton Young trying to get around Kjellberg. A good battle here that we should see enough of tonight, and now a shot comes in, a glove save by Watson. His glove looked good yesterday, did Watson's coach, and another good glove save there.
Yeah, he's got an excellent glove hand. I mean, he's a big man. He fills that net pretty well. And hasn't been giving up a lot of rebounds, been smothering the puck. And I will say he was a difference in last night's game. Cornell had a lot of opportunities.
39 stops again for Watson, the second time he's done that this year. His career high is 41, which he had a shutout against St. Lawrence on the road. There's a shot, never got to goal. It was blocked by Hallbauer. And now flipped ahead for John Beaton, who picked up an assist in the game against Cornell yesterday. Out of Stittsville, Ontario. Wraps around to the far side for Matt Verboon. 22 points on the year for Verboon. More of a setup-heavy scoring line of 16 helpers. Lunn ahead. Broken up there by Mason Klee, as one of the 2 Engineers defensemen that took a game misconduct sits tonight, that being Laurie Surdy. And filling his spot in the lineup is Davies, although he's the one listed as the extra D. Jack Brackett making his first appearance of the weekend as well, along with Henri Schreifels and James McIsaac. It's a whole new 4th line for RPI this evening. They're out there now.
Good to see some guys getting some opportunities here with the depth that Coach Smith has as far as his lineup is concerned.
Schreifels takes a hit against the wall. Davies picks it up. 7th game for Dylan Davies. Has an assist this year. Sophomore out of Traverse City, Michigan. Brackett had it stripped away and fed back in deep. Pops all the way back to the point where it's played there by McIsaac. Now the Raiders have to touch up, allows the Engineers to take over. Partial change for Colgate as well, as it's dumped in by McIsaac of RPI. Now it's Pearson back the other way. Carry for Lee, drops it off. Lepinen giving it back to Lee, redirected and a save by Benson. He'll cover up. Good little give and go, an extended give and go play between Lee and Lepinen, but showing good chemistry early on here. Another look at that play, Coach.
Yeah, unfortunately he's a right-hand shot, Lee, because if he's a left-hand shot, he's able to probably get a forehand off here.
Just trying to tip that thing home. Scoreless here in the 44th Big Red Freakout from the Houston Fieldhouse. Certainly doesn't have the same feel as the normal packed Houston Fieldhouse, of course, but the fans, the students at least, have certainly shown out for this one, and they're dressed up and faces painted and ready to watch RPI doing their best to support the team. Here's Johnson across for Agnew, and now it's, I believe, tip deep. Yep, no icing.
I guess you could say it's the RPI students' own private hockey party.
Private club, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind if they let other people in. But yeah, you're right. There's a little bit of space to walk around, and this may, and I guess hopefully, be the only time this happens. Save by Benson on Walsh there, and now Mason Klee chips one into the corner. Hallbauer pinching. Walsh there as well. And it's finally worked out by the Raiders. Colton Young, plenty of speed. We've seen it already today. He gets sandwiched at the blue line.
He's Colgate's leading point getter.
Yeah, you can see why. He can burn.
The sheet's wrong. They got him at 22, but at 13 and 12. Not 22, or 12 and 11.
Oh, okay.
Whatever it is.
Coach,
I picked that up.
You're doing some math. Yeah,
I did, yeah. And that's not my strong point either. However, I didn't need a calculator for that one.
You did it or not? You did not?
Did
wow,
not,
okay.
No. Yeah.
I'm sure
my 6th grade math teacher would be proud of me.
There's another hit thrown, this time by Massey. Now Dubinsky. So the RPI professors that were around when you were coaching the team are probably happy to hear that. You didn't need a calculator. Bergsland ahead and all the way down. Anthony Baxter picks it up, former UMass Lowell Riverhawk. 147 career games in college hockey now for Baxter, who most certainly will hit 150. Now the RPI record, which he can't break because he wasn't on the team for most of his career, is 154, which I believe is Jeff Foss and Chase Polaczyk owning that all-time mark.
Speaking of UMass Amherst,
yeah,
head coach Ben Barr, RPI alum,
mm-hmm.
coach of the Maine Black Bears. They beat UMass Amherst last night 3-2.
That's got to feel good.
Yes, especially when it was at UMass.
Oh, incredible.
Benny's former team.
Yeah, of course. Helped them win a national title. There's another good hit there, that time by Schreifels. And then the pass back to the point. It's away from Hallbauer. He'll have to reset. RPI touches up, they'll actually change. It is rung back in. Garrett ahead. And they're offside. That was Vachon out of Ajax, Ontario. He's a junior.
That's one thing Colgate likes to do. They like those long stretch passes. RPI defense has to be aware to keep those forwards in front of them.
This RPI top line will talk things over here as we get ready for the face-off. And now Manderville. Pass intercepted by Lee. Turns it around for Linden. Flipped towards the net. Just kind of bounded through to the corner. It's pinned up and finally peeled away by Bergsland. Center ice, Johnson flailing at it. Now Lee. Jacob Lee on the move. 4 goals and an assist on the year. Now a quick change of direction here as Alex Young trying to jump on it. Shipped off the glass and back out to center ice.
Had that pass been on by McKechnie, they might have had an opportunity, but it was long off the stick.
Another nice move. That time it was Colton Young. But RPI defending well. This is that top group for Colgate. They're so dangerous. Mostly with their speed. Now Laka, backhander into the middle, trying to find Walsh. Nice battle by Walsh to win it back from McDermott. Sends it back to the point. Offhanded Kjellberg. Had a little bit of trouble with it, but does work it into the zone. Now it's moved ahead. Chance for maybe a 2-on-1. Fed into skates, and McKechnie couldn't find it in the end.
Good back check by Laka there.
Yeah, he was helping out his defender. I think it was Baxter fell down in the neutral zone and created what could have been a 2-on-1. Scooped out to the circle, they score! What a shot! Paul McAvoy with his first goal of the year gives Colgate a 1-0 lead.
Where have we seen that before?
Goodness.
First goal of the year against RPI. Actually, I think it caught Marshall by surprise here because he's just at the face-off dot, just over the glove.
I mean, I don't know what it is about this year, but a lot of goals have gone to the top corner. It's a lot of good shooting. I guess that's the only way you can beat good goaltending these days.
Yeah, quick release is real important. That way you don't let the goaltender get set, and I don't think Marshall was quite set there on that shot because his reaction, the puck was already by him when he was kind of reacting.
So it's flipped into the RPI zone. Shots are even at 4 apiece. Colgate has the 1-0 lead. RPI scored first yesterday, but it was Cornell coming back to score 2 late first period goals to take what turned out to be their only lead of the game at 2-1. RPI battling back for a 6-2 victory. Here is Adamo. Wraparound try, and he threw it through the crease. Good effort there from Adamo. And now a touch pass here to center as he's got a step, but Sean only lost track of it there.
I think he lost it in the snow right by the bench as the guys are going off the ice. There's a little bit of a snow pile there.
Now McKechnie slips and falls. Klee, yeah.
I was just thinking, I think Adamo's taken more.
Now we got a penalty coming up. Yeah,
backhand shots, and I've seen him take forehands. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good stat. If we had the advanced metrics there, I'd like to know how many backhand shots that Justin Adamo has taken. Of course, he scored on one yesterday.
That was a beauty.
Yeah. Penalty coming up here on the Raiders. It's going to be slashing. Looks like Pearson Brandon. And we're going to get a stoppage here. They're going to clean some ice. So RPI gets a chance to talk about it. A little free timeout here, Coach. What would you have done? What would you have done with a free timeout before a power play?
You know what? I mean, they've already gone over all this.
Right.
They know what their power play is. This is mostly, right now, it's going to be reaction as to how Colgate's going to defend against the power play. So they, you have to be able to react off that. So, you know what, they know what the tendencies are for the PK of Colgate, which I believe they're at 83%. Colgate on the PK, yeah. Colgate's 83% on the PK. But,
yeah.
And then Colgate is going to try to defend on it. It's kind of a, chess match. Colgate is going to know RPI's power play and what they want to do to defend it. RPI is going to know what Colgate likes to do on the PK, and they're going to try to move it around and attack.
RPI's power play comes in at 16.5%, 16 goals and 97 opportunities. Picked up 1 goal yesterday in what technically turned out to be 3 chances, although we knew that last one was probably about 10 seconds at the end of the game after their 5-minute major expired and the 2-minute penalty taken by Cornell had already begun. Now Laka into a skate, hit McDermott, and it's cleared out by Colton Young.
Boy, had Laka moved that puck, you had Adama sitting in front of the net wide open.
Big day yesterday for Jacob Laka. 2 goals and 1 assist. Adamo had 1 and 1. He'll kick it deep. Nick Belpedio gets the clearance all the way down. His older brother Louis was drafted by the Minnesota Wild, and now I think he's in the Montreal Canadiens organization. I think he's in Laval.
Laval, yep.
Yeah. Walsh hits Beaton with it. I don't think he was the intended target. He'll shovel it into the scorer's box and almost hit Al Shibley. Al knew nothing of it. He's looking around.
Did somebody throw something at me?
Yeah. Yeah, it was John Beaton. Faceoff comes outside. Bergsland, and now it's cleared out. RPI right back into the zone with Tour Linden. Johnson settles it down. It was on edge. Down low, Lepinen. Back to Johnson. He had a goal and assist last night. It was an empty netter. One of the 2 empty net goals RPI scored. Now Walsh. He tried to center or shoot that puck. It was blocked down by Bergsland, and now shorthanded the other way is Colton Young. Young twisting and turning, just causing problems. So backhand one, I think it might have hit the mask of Watson and goes out of play. Just very shifty Colton Young, 12 goals and 11 assists on the year.
I was going to say, he's got a lot of shake and bake to him. You want to be taking the body on him.
Yeah, you're right, Coach. That is 23. Now that you mention it. Quick one-timer blocked by Brackett. Right off the draw was McGuire. Sends it back to the point. RPI still on the power play here. Now, Colgate might have more shots on this power play than RPI did. Hallbauer ahead. Klee's going to ring it in as the power play is over. Center ice. It's sent right back, and now Stark gives it away. Schreifels right through McIsaac. Kind of waiting for that one. Schreifels from a tight angle save. Another try. That was Brackett. Pops back to the point.
I like the idea of the shot.
Now McIsaac behind the goal. Good shift from this fourth unit for RPI. Hallbauer. One-timer high as Brackett kind of leaned back on that one and ripped it over the top. Certainly getting good energy from that group early on. Now, glove down by McIsaac. He can't do much with it except for keep it in the zone. That's good enough for now. Second try clears it out. Anthony Stark doing the job.
That's good pressure by RPI, keeping the gas pedal down, especially after the power play.
Adamo finding it. Over to Massey. There aren't many bigger forward lines in the country right now than Massey, Beaton, and Adamo. Now Adamo with it. Runs out of room at the blue line, just throws it into the middle where it's picked up by Baxter. He takes a good hit there from Stewart. And now Beaton trying to walk out of the corner, lost an edge and went down. And Jeff Stewart, the Surrey, British Columbia native, works it ahead. Now some room. Vachon, a shot, and that one didn't miss by a whole lot, but it went wide and left the zone.
I don't know if he had Griffin. He knew that he had Griffin Lund driving the net there. That's one thing Colgate likes to do. They attack the net.
Already leading 1-0. Alex Young into the zone. Flips one in. It was partially deflected. Good stick. Whoever that was defending it kind of neutered the shot. It just popped in the air, and easy catch for Watson. Shots early on in this one. I guess we're not too early anymore. 7-6 Colgate. Faceoffs are 8-1 Raiders. They win another one here. Saved by Watson. The puck just kind of sat there, but only engineers around. Now Tour Linden, little inside-out move. Lost the puck. Gets some help from Lee to get it back. Drops it back to Lee. One-timer save by Benson. And he'll hold on for a whistle.
Nice setup there. Good hard work on the forecheck by Tour Linden to get control of that puck and set up Lee for the one-timer.
Mitch Benson on the year, a .911 save percentage, 281 goals against. 3-3-2 record. Pass to the side of the cage. That's turned away. Stewart ahead. Now a breakaway chance. Vachon, and he missed it high again.
That's a second breakaway where he just didn't get it.
He's got speed to burn, but
well, it's like I said before.
Yeah.
Colgate likes those big, long stretch passes to stretch out the defense, and you got to keep those forwards in front of you.
Yeah, it's working so far. I mean, they're getting chances like that. Vachon just couldn't hit the net there. Good tie-up by Kjellberg. Nice job to get onside, and Lappinen played it across.
The forwards like to generate speed through the neutral zone, so by the time you recognize they're coming on, you got to really start backpedal, move your feet as a defenseman.
That's an adjustment that you can make in game, right?
Yeah,
you can talk to the D-men now if you're
it's
Matthias Lang.
Yeah, it's just a matter of gap control in the neutral zone.
Or Coach Weber looks like he's talking to Mason Klee right now.
Key is not the puck watch.
Right. Fed down ice. It'll be Kjellberg. Spun into the slot. And nice job to stay on his feet. Griffin Lund shifts it down low for McAvoy. Baxter. Indirect off the wall. Neatly for Massey. Played it ahead, but Adamo couldn't find it. P.J. Garrett, sophomore from Duxbury, Massachusetts, works it to the near side, and now down low it goes. Baxter. And now Massey. Linden pulls up in the corner. Back to the point. Long shot there, and it goes in! Oh, they're blowing it dead.
Yeah, he had already blown the whistle. The whistle went on that one. It went in after the whistle went.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Based on where he is, whistle goes, and then it goes in.
RPI is celebrating.
That's all right. Might as well. I was going to say it went off
They have to talk. They're going to talk about this. Let's see.
I think they're going to have audio and a visual at the same time when they're taking a look at this to see whether or not you can hear the whistle prior to the puck crossing the goal line.
Yeah, you can. I hit the button and it didn't do anything. I'm going to have to space back to that one, but I'm going to have to, for whatever reason, I hit the marker and it didn't break the marker, so I'm just going to have to go back to it this way. Actually, probably be better to be looking overhead, wouldn't it? All right. Okay. Let's see. We gotta go forward, yeah? And I do not have audio, so don't ask.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Well, it looks like they're going to count this thing. Yep, it's a goal.
Yep, it's a goal. That's weird the way they did that. Normally the referee comes out of the penalty box, points, and then the goal goes up.
Yeah.
But
they went right to the scores.
Yeah, the goal went right up as the referee skating across the ice.
Anticlimactic. You want the suspense, I think.
Yeah.
For the drama. You can't just tell the scoreboard operator, put that goal on there.
I mean, all eyes are on. Hey, ref, it's the only time all eyes are going to be on you. You know?
So it's going to be Leppinen from Agnew and Linden right now. And RPI's tied the game. That's the most important thing. Shot in from center ice from Bergsland. And now Linden ahead, too far out in front of Agnew, but he wins the race. Good speed there from Jack Agnew. Certainly feeling it right now. Linden. To the far side. Trying to make a move there was Colton Young. RPI will shoot it down. This is going to be icing, Coach.
Yep. Offensive zone faceoff for Colgate.
Don't go anywhere. We have RPI Athletic Director Lee McElroy coming up. He's going to take Fridge's seat for at least the first part of our first intermission here. Face-off win for the Raiders again. They've done a great job of that so far.
Yeah, it looks like they've been doing a real good job in a face-off circle.
11-3 are the draws. After RPI did a real good job yesterday against a good face-off winning team in Cornell. High off the glass from Agnew. Tie up right in front of the RPI bench, and it'll be sent back in. Verboen trying to get there. Beaten. Picking up speed through the neutral zone. Lost the puck, and he put a teammate offside. 4.4 before the intermission. Big goal to get, though, for RPI Fridge, as they were creating chances, opportunities just as much as Colgate was, and probably deserved a goal by the end of that period.
Yeah, they seemed to pick up the momentum after they had the power play. The power play opportunity where Colgate did a good job of killing it off, but they just maintained good checking pressure, and they get an opportunity. They shoot it on deflection and squeaks through.
All right, that'll do it for the first period of play. Your score after one is RPI 1 and Colgate 1. You're watching the 44th Big Red Freakout on RPI TV and ESPN. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Houston Fieldhouse. Perry Lascaris alongside now RPI VP and Athletic Director Lee McElroy. Lee, thanks so much for stopping in here.
Well, I'm glad to be able to do it. It's a great game, and looking forward to what occurs in the next two periods.
It's obviously been a tough year for the athletic department, for the school as a whole, but what has been your thing that drives you to keep making things good for the athletic department here?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, the last 2 years have been extremely difficult because of the pandemic. And so what we've tried to do is make sure that our coaches and our student athletes understand that we're going to continue to compete, we're going to continue to support them, and provide them with the resources to be successful. So you're seeing that this year, and we're ready to go and move forward.
As always, RPI produces great student athletes, right? And what about this group and this not only this senior class but the one that came before? A lot of them stuck around for another year. What about this group is their resiliency has impressed you?
Well, it's interesting, Perry, and I'm glad you mentioned that. We call them super seniors. They could have gone into the workforce, attempted to get into pro sports, but they chose to come back because of the school, because of the academics, because of the environment, their teammates and their coaches, and the alumni. And the alumni has just been fantastic throughout the pandemic. I wish more of them could be here tonight, but maybe we'll get them for the last 2 games.
That'd be nice. You're not laying any hints there, are you, for the next
well,
year?
we do have a plan. I know we have another home game, and for the seniors and senior recognition.
Yep.
And so we hope to be able to expand some opportunities for some of our fans to come and see us. I mean, it was great to have some of our fans at the Mayor's Cup, which was a wonderful event.
Oh, I do have to ask you about the Mayor's Cup. RPI, the women were able to get the win, the men did not, but it's got to be such a fun event for you, especially as a administrator in the department.
Well, it's a special event because all of the athletes will tell you it means something to them. It means something to recruiting, and it's just a different environment. And this was the 8th year, and we've already got a date for 2023, and it's an exciting event. It brings a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of energy to our athletes and to our alums.
You come in here tonight, you see all the students, the folks that are able to come in and watch the game. They got their faces painted, the band's playing loud. Obviously you'd like to have a full house here, but what can you say about the students, the student section, the students that have shown out for this game?
Well, since we haven't been able to have outside spectators, the students have really been ideal. As you know, we had over 400 at the MVP Center for the Mayor's Cup. We'll have over 500 tonight. Their enthusiasm has never waned. And let me just say this. We have the most loyal fan base in college athletics. I really mean that. And we're going to continue to provide the opportunity for them to see good college athletics.
The head coaching position recently endowed by Lloyd Bauer. That's got to be big news, $2 million endowment to the head coaching position.
Well, again, as we talk about all the time, Gary, Dr. Bauer, and he was a former professor, was on our 1954 national championship team, and that experience stayed with him for the rest of his life. And I hope that other alumni will follow him and continue to support the program and our coaches and our student athletes. He and his family just were awesome in investing in the future of our hockey program, and we can't thank them enough.
You got spring stuff coming up here, but this team trying to make a late push to the playoffs has to be exciting. You get to do a little smack talk to Cornell after yesterday's game.
Well, that was quite a game, and it reminded me they outshot us, as you well know better than I, on goal, and we just were on fire. And I hope it continues throughout the season with a big win, and our kids are playing very hard. We've been through COVID. We've had some pauses in our play. We've had a lot of adversity, but as you said, our team and our coaching staff has been really resilient. So we're excited for tonight and for the remainder of the season.
All right, well, Lee, thanks so much for stopping by here between periods in the Big Red Freakout. It's the 44th Big Red Freakout.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's a great event, and I really appreciate our students, and I look forward to the next 2 periods. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be right back to the Houston Fieldhouse with more from the 44th Big Red Freakout. It's 1-1 RPI and Colgate here on RPI TV and ESPN.
RPI Hockey would like to thank the following sponsors: Rensselaer Alumni Association, Patterson, Sampson, Ginsburg, and Griffin Law Firm, Rensselaer Dining Services, the Hilton Garden Inn Troy, National Grid Foundation, the Destin Hotel Crown Plaza, Recovery Sports Grill, East Stewart Jones Hammer Murphy Law Firm, Stewart's Shops, Stanley Steamer, Gatherers Granola, Rensselaer Honda, and Repeat Business Systems, all proud sponsors of RPI Hockey.
Recovery Sports Grill cooks you the freshest handcrafted food daily, from warmest to fan favorites, signature specialties, and a star roast of refined spirits, hard ciders, and craft beers. Recovery Sports Grill, serving them smiles every season.
All right, back here at the Houston Fieldhouse with Dan Frigian and Coach. Exciting first period. Colgate got on the board first. They used their speed to generate some scoring chances. Had a couple of breakaways they weren't able to convert, but credit Jack Watson and RPI able to come back and get that goal on a kind of an interesting play. We thought it was redirected, but eventually Jack Agnew got credit for the goal.
Yeah, that's a big goal for RPI to go into the locker room with one apiece. Now they can come out here in the second period all even up. But yeah, it was back and forth. RPI, as I mentioned before, Colgate likes those long stretch passes, so the defense for RPI has to be aware of that.
Offensively, what do you think the Engineers, it seems like when they have their cycle going, they can be tough to play against. They're usually bigger than their opposition. It seems like this Colgate team predicated more on being a little bit smaller, a little bit faster, but when they can wear a team out maybe over 60 minutes.
Yeah, I think that RPI has to attack the net more.
Okay.
And maybe get some traffic in front of the goaltender. Mitch has been playing pretty well. Benson has been playing pretty well as of late, and they just need to get some traffic in front of them.
Coach his alma mater is Colgate. You played there, so you still obviously follow both teams pretty closely, right?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot of fun, and I know that Colgate struggled as of late, but they've been coming on also since Dartmouth
Right.
win. So, I mean, it's been interesting. Coach Vaughn is in his 29th year there, so he's been there doing that for a while, and I think this is his first freakout, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Colgate's been here 2 times. They got a couple of big wins. Actually, RPI has never beaten Colgate in the Big Red Freakout. They never played together against each other when you were here.
Right.
For good reason. You wouldn't want that, but twice Colgate has beaten RPI in this game. So we'll see what RPI is able to do in these last 2 periods.
Yeah, it should be a lot of back and forth, and watch for both teams to turn up on the offensive side.
All right, so we're about set to start the second period of play here. Just give me one key to this one. RPI getting outshot just barely. It's real close. 10-8 are the shots. They're being outdrawn pretty heavily as well, though.
Yeah, in that period, it was 80% Colgate to RPI's 20%. So they need to get more puck possession in order to get more offense.
And then the goal scorer, we did tell you the scoring change. It originally was Lepinen. That got changed to Jack Agnew on the goal from Linden and Massey. So there was no tip, I guess, is what they saw from the replay.
No, I think it went off the Colgate player, if I wasn't mistaken. And it, he just, goaltender Benson wasn't able to squeeze it.
All right, so fans are ready. The ice has been cut, and we're just about set for the second period of play. RPI now skating from left to right. Across whatever device you're taking this one in on. Welcome back inside the Houston Fieldhouse. As it's a 1-1 game here, both teams at 5 skaters aside. I know this game, the Big Red Freakout, has maybe a little bit more of a global audience than normal as the shot comes in from Baxter. A lot of times, Coach, if there's one game that an RPI alum or someone who's not a giant RPI hockey fan watches, it's this one. So
there's been a lot of good games over the years, I tell you that.
Yeah. Of course, the Engineers snapping a 3-game losing streak 2 years ago against Vermont. They won 1-0 as that shot comes in from the point by Agnew. It was gloved by Benson. Everyone wants to talk about, and maybe it's my RPI generation of the unbeaten streak, the seemingly improbable 17-game unbeaten streak that probably had a lot of close calls, maybe while you were here as well.
In my 12 years, we were 8-0-4. I don't know.
You got it done every time.
Yes. And I tell you what, some of them were magical because I can remember being behind with Clarkson 4-1, end up tying it up and winning it in overtime. There was a couple of overtime games, actually.
Oh, yeah. The streak lasted from 1991 until 2007. RPI did not lose a freakout. And that's where I think it became magical. It was always fun. It was always, the gift, whatever the gift was. They had to get rid of noisemakers after the 1987 game because of the NCAA rule that was created, the RPI rule. As the shot comes into an open net and they score, Watson is complaining he was bumped into as he was lying in the goal.
Yeah, I think he took.
It's worth another look. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to count this.
Well,
Alex Young just cleared out Johnson, who fell into his own goalie.
Well, it's Johnson hitting down the Colgate player, so I don't.
You think so?
I don't even know if they're going to review.
They're not even going to look at it.
Yeah. But getting back to that would have been Buddy Powers' second year. I was an assistant from 89, 90, 90, 91. So that would have been Buddy's 4 years, and then my 12.
So Colgate with a quick one here. Colton Young picking it up. It's a 2-1 Raiders lead. Second lead of the game. Yeah, on second look, I guess that Johnson had a little more to do with it than I thought. It looked like he just kind of rolled up on Jake and carried Jake into Watson, but not the case there. Now Johnson throws a hit into the back of Glaceman. Back to the point, a drive there from McIsaac. Caroms all the way out to the far side where it's kept in by the skated Davies.
Had Colgate player taken out the goaltender,
right,
Watson on his own, I think it would have been different.
Yeah. But I guess there's no domino rule there. You can't. You can't cause somebody else to hit somebody else, apparently. Schreifel's going to dump that in. McDermott. And now Stewart. Up the wall for Ethan Manderville, and now into the zone. Shot over the top there. Again, it's Vachon, who's looked very dangerous, but also very inaccurate tonight. Hops off the wall, fed towards goal. Another low save by Watson. Kept in at the line by Berglund, yeah?
I was going to say, it looks like he picked that up at the last second.
You're right. I don't think he didn't drop break right away. Now it pops free to Brackett. He has a little bit of space, so McDermott's back, fires one wide. It'll be kept in on the near side by Baxter. Out of the reach of Schreifels. McIsaac has it. Schreifels centering. One-timer and a stop there on the try by Lepinen just off the bench. Good opportunity for the Engineers. Kjellberg fires one off a shin pad. And it's back at neutral ice. Otto Ville Lepinen trying to find a puck that popped in the air. Now Young back the other way. Intercepted by Lepinen. Lifted off the wall for Lee. Jacob Lee scrapping for it, and they're offside. 15:47 to go in the second period. 2-1 Colgate on top here. Colton Young picking up his 13th of the year. So you have McAvoy scoring at 11:16 of the first period, and then it was Jack Agnew at 18:37 for RPI. They had to look at it. It was originally not called a goal on the ice. Then early here, 1:26 into the second, Colton Young.
Did Alex pick up a helper on that?
They don't have any listed yet. Yeah, it was announced though.
That'll be his. He's on a 5-point.
Five-game point streak. Yeah.
5-game point streak.
Beaten. Throws it off the wall, but that was intercepted and kept in. Now Klee, junior from Morrison, Colorado, can't clear it out on the far side. Hullbauer, he'll take his try at it, although it comes back to him. Adamo. Mashi. Fed around behind by P.J. Garrett. Off a knee, picked up Lepinen, and now carried on by Lee, although he lost it in the end. Raiders racing back the other way. Although pulling up is Ryan McGuire. Back to the point, McDermott. Berglund into the middle. Engineers have that covered pretty well. Lepinen absorbs a hit there. Berglund turns it around in a hurry. He'll ring it in. Oh, that took you don't see that happen anywhere else.
Nope.
It was shot up the right wing boards and it popped right back where it came from. Johnson in the slot flutters one wide. Laka trying to track it down. And now flying in. Vachon again. Who else? Manderville. Takes a hit from Johnson and goes down. Scooped along by Dubinsky. It's fed right back into the corner where Johnson had just gotten up from. Stewart. Nice move to get free, although he gets Pinned against the wall by Johnson again. Down the middle, finding Laka. Laka driving his way in, tried to backhand one. That one's blocked. Well defended by Brandon. And now Vachon will chip in. 13-12 to go, second period. RPI and Colgate here from the Houston Fieldhouse, the 44th Big Red Freakout. Now we got a penalty coming up. High sticking is going to be the call.
Yeah, he took a swipe. I think that was Schellberg took a swipe at that puck and caught the Colgate player up high.
So high sticking on Schellberg.
Actually, I think both players took a swipe at it with their stick.
So Schellberg is taller.
Yeah. Colgate guy missed it. So did Schellberg, for that matter.
Yeah, everybody missed it. So the first power play of the game for the Raiders coming up here. Engineers penalty kill on the season, 88.5%. 100 penalties killed out of 113. Gave up one power play goal yesterday to Colgate. Good save there by Watson. The rebound pushed wide by Young. And a clearance will be gloved down by Lee. Short-handed. Jacob Lee dives for it, but nothing doing there. Colgate power play on the season, very good, 18.2%, 18 out of 99. Young, Alex Young lost it. Thought he might have left the zone. Hallbauer gives it away, and now a chance to walk in, and a glove stop by Watson. Rebound behind the net. Sent back out in front and is put wide again. Goodness.
Good glove save by Watson there.
Couple of chances there for the Raiders. For the life of me, I thought that puck left the zone on Alex Young before that. And then the giveaway by Hallbauer nearly cost him. High in the air from Klee. That's going to go into the crowd. 42 left on the Colgate power play. Their first of the game. They've opened up a still rather narrow 14-11 shot on goal advantage here.
Yeah, that puck should have been out of the zone there when Hallbauer had it.
Quick shot, blocked. Stewart trying to find it. Sent back to the point. McDermott will wire one in, and that one's blocked as well.
Wow, I don't know if Marshall just got that with his stick or what, but that net was empty for a split second.
Fired down ice by the Engineers. They'll change penalty killers here. 12 seconds left on this first power play game for Colgate. Walking his way in was Law. Nice move. He's got 8 goals this year.
Oh, that was a
He
nice
was 1
move.
on 3. Nearly fired one in.
That was one that went off Marshall's shaft with a stick.
Yeah, Watson just barely got a piece of it. Quick shot in. That goes wide. Laka up ahead for Dubinsky. Zach Dubinsky, junior from Highland Park, Illinois. And we got a puck played with a high stick.
He didn't even touch it.
That's what Ryan McGuire is arguing.
I don't understand that.
The band thinks it's a penalty, but it's not.
No, it's not, but even if you attempt to hit it and you don't hit it, is it still considered high stick?
I don't think so.
According to that ref, it is. Oh, well.
It's not a penalty.
No. But I think
Everybody in the building, I shouldn't say everyone, because there's people up here that didn't, but this is certainly the loudest crowd, or the largest crowd and the loudest crowd of the year.
so. Now they're talking about
Where
if it's a high stick, it's going to go all the way down.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah. If he touched it.
Right. Colgate was winless in 9 games before they beat Dartmouth 2-1 in overtime on January 29th. Since that game, including that game, they've now 4 games unbeaten, including a shootout win and a win over Cornell. There's a shot from the point, and Watson will hold that.
Yeah, I think they're 3-7-2 in their last 12.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Boy, McKechnie was wide open on the back door there. There he is going to the net. Beaton's got to take a few more strides there to pick him up.
Face-offs 16-6 Colgate as that one's tipped down ice. Agnew takes a look and sends it around to the far side. He picked up his first career goal earlier tonight. Former Boston College Eagle. He only played 6 games for BC, didn't record a point. Has 4 assists now and a goal for the Engineers. That one's broken up, although Vachon didn't know anything of it, just kind of hit him as he was going to the bench. Agnew, Johnson. Couple of stick handles there, turning Lund inside out, but he gives it away for Boone. Tight angle shot, save Watson, he'll cover up. And that'll be our 10-minute stoppage here. 9:29 to go, second period. Colgate leading RPI 2-1 here at the Freakout. As I have been all season, I'm joined by Dan Fridgen, former RPI men's hockey coach. And Fridge, you've been around the RPI hockey and the Troy hockey for a long time. You know, the Freakout's been going on since the 70s. So what was your first, I guess, introduction to it, as either as a fan or as a player or coach?
You know what? I'm not sure when I played at Colgate that we ever played a Freakout here. I don't think we ever did.
I think I looked up and you didn't.
Yeah,
so, you never.
yeah.
But you knew of it. I mean, you had to be.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yes, my first experience was when I was an assistant coach, and it was unbelievable. And you know, I don't know if the guys are doing it now once we get back to normalcy, but there used to be after the game, win or lose, you'd go down to the alumni house and the guys that sign autographs.
Sure, that thing still happens in some form or another. Maybe not during this year, but
then we
even
got
2 years ago,
Yeah, and then we got some of the alumni to come back.
Oh, yeah.
During that
this
weekend.
is alumni weekend, theoretically. This hasn't been because of, again, COVID, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a huge weekend. And from a coaching perspective, it was kind of demanding because that's when you like to bring in some of your recruits, potential recruits. So you got kids here, you got alumni here, and you got to coach a couple of games. From a coaching perspective, I was spent by the time the weekend was done.
Yeah. It's essentially, if people have no idea what we're talking about, it's essentially a hockey homecoming game, right?
Exactly, yes.
Minus the parade.
Where usually the Troy community is involved. And
for sure.
A lot of fans out there that are probably missing this for the first year.
Yeah.
Other than last year's, which they didn't
Everyone
play.
missed it.
Yeah.
even you and me. Now Linden. It didn't exist. Linden down the middle. Hands it off for Lee. A quick shot and a toe save made by Benson, who has not been all that busy here in the second period.
I like that thought process by Lee. He had Lepinen going towards the net and was looking for a rebound off that far pad.
Lepinen trying to feed it down low for Linden. Nice interception. And it's taken away by Pearson Brandon, sophomore from Irvington, New York. This will be played into the RPI end. Shot around by Watson. McAvoy, the first one to it. He opened the scoring back in the first period with his first goal of the year, 20th of his career. Just the 18th game for McAvoy. Nice move into the middle. And McKechnie just couldn't get that final touch on the puck to feed it towards goal. Lobbed in the air by Hallbauer, out to center, race for it. McDermott's going to get there first. Laka hot in pursuit. Chipped along by Stark. And now McDermott stick handling to center. Shot goes wide from McDermott. He took it upon himself to Trying to create a chance all on his own. Now Kjellberg. Baxter beaten to it by Mitten. This Colgate forecheck causing a bit of problems here. Nice play to knock it out of the air by Dubinsky, but he couldn't control. Baxter. Laka in. Mashi trying to play it on for Dubinsky. That was broken up nicely. Mitten the other way. Feeding it in front, and Watson makes a save on a bouncing puck as Ross Mitten nearly stuck that one home.
That was a good play by Glaseman. Tried to just knock it out of the air. He goes right here. Glaseman knocks it down and tries to. Real good save by Marshall, because that's a bouncing puck, and you can overextend yourself and as the player takes a little off of it as it's bouncing.
Yeah, that was Glaseman. I beg your pardon. It was Mitten who delivered the little bouncing pass into the middle, which is almost more difficult to read than one along the ice sometimes. But yeah, Glaseman just trying to get anything he can on it to change directions there. Now Beaton had it knocked away. It went to Adamo for a second, but he couldn't control. Johnson helps it on for Agnew. Agnew off a skate. And now Johnson again. Pass was behind Beaton. RPI just a little bit off the mark here. And now another bouncing puck in. And Brandon peels back towards the corner with it. Lund. One-timer. Saved by Watson. Agnew ran into his own man and fell down. Brandon snaps a pass into the middle. One-handed on further. As that was Verboon, and now a pad save by Watson.
He's made a couple of real good saves here. That first one before that was even tougher because it went off a leg.
Coming up on 6 minutes to go in the second period. Certainly been a good period for Colgate. RPI trying to turn things around late. Quick shot there. Goes wide from Lee. Bouncing puck on the half wall. Linden takes a hit, gets it back, sends it across. It was partially blocked, but does eventually get to Klee. His shot hit the knee of Brandon. RPI trying to jam it in front. Oh, what a save by Benson! As he robs Lappinen.
Yeah, you got the big blocker on that one.
Biggest save of the game, either way.
He's just sticking his blocker out there. I don't think he's thinking the puck. He's just sticking the blocker out there, and the puck hits it.
Oh, wow. RPI nearly tied it up there. It was a nice play down low. The Engineers won the battle in front of the net. Turned into a chance there for Autoville. Benson stuck out the blocker.
Well, they won the battle here behind the net to get that puck.
Or was it Linden?
Then to get it
Linden.
in front.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Lee and Leppinen.
They won the battle. It was actually Linden who took the shot, yeah. And now the Raiders are going to take a timeout after that icing. Interesting time for a timeout in the second period, but there's some logic behind that. You usually see this timeout taken when you ice the puck after maybe a long shift. They don't want to get that same group stuck out there.
Well, you could just probably just have your guy be a little slower getting back to the face-off. But, I mean, I wasn't really tracking how long that line had been out there for Colgate. So,
to be honest, I wasn't either, but they had to have some of the knowledge that we did.
Yeah.
Why you take a timeout in the second period of a game on what would be a regular icing call. .5:20 to go. In the second, 2-1 is the Colgate lead. They have the only goal of this period. Laka, too far out in front of Walsh. And sent through the middle. Stewart had it for a second. Now Walsh carrying it. Has Laka with him. Trailing Kjellberg, finds him there. Shot was blocked by McDermott. It's stuck in his equipment.
It's in his
It's in his sock. Yeah, it went into his sock. McDermott the magician.
That must have hit the top of his foot and went right up into the shin pad. I don't think I've seen that before.
No, usually it's up in the breezers or the pants, right?
Yeah.
When the puck disappears. That went into his sock. Okay. Well, there's some freak out magic for you. Not the kind we're really looking for in this game, but magic nonetheless.
That was magic.
Maybe there's more to come. Puck high in the air. Will come down in the RPI zone. Klee there. Through the middle off a stick. Sent right back down. This should be icing again. No, they wave it off.
Well, they touched it at the blue line there. I heard that.
You heard the
one
tick?
of the Colgate sticks.
Yeah. Adamo puts down Verboon, and now we got a penalty.
I feel bad for Adamo.
Cross-checking.
Yeah. I mean, based on where that ref is, I'm sure that's what he sees. Let's take another look here. That's not.
That's not cross-check.
No, not at all.
That's his shoulder.
Yeah, that's a bad call.
Well,
I mean, he's such a big guy. I mean,
he gets penalties called all the time.
Yeah, just
for less
because
than
of his
that,
size.
even.
Yeah.
So another power play chance here for the Raiders. This is just their second of the game, second of the period. Cleared all the way down. Brackett putting some forecheck pressure on, shorthanded here. 4 minutes to go in the second period. Dubinsky a poke check at center ice.
That puck is bouncing a little bit.
I've seen the freezer where they keep them because Dana has treats in there too. I'm probably giving his secret away, but he's got frozen.
No.
There's frozen treats along with the pucks in there, so I know they're frozen. You don't have to question that. I hope that doesn't get me in trouble with Dana. I just did have a nice ice cream bar from the puck freezer, though. It was Lund. Belpedio. Sends it across for Boone. Back to Belpedio. Colgate trying to dissect the RPI penalty kill here. In the middle, too many sticks in the way. Bounces back to the blue line. Nick Belpedio. Verboon down low. Young. Back up top. Verboon lost it. Belpedio across. One-timer. Blocked by Agnew, and he clears. Tremendous job shorthanded there by the sophomore.
Good job by RPI as a whole. That four-man unit doing a real good job. They know exactly what Colgate wants to do, and they kind of got a power play similar to the Washington Capitals where they can go to the one-timer or go into the middle for the shot.
Engineers kill the penalty. 2 for 2 on the kill so far as Watson stops it behind. The delayed offside on the Raiders will allow RPI a clean exit. Kjellberg shot partially blocked, goes wide. Schreifels took a hit. It'll be worked out by the Raiders. Look at the speed here. It's Mitten. Centering pass. They score. Tremendous finish. It was similar to the play they had earlier, and this time it is Glaceman who finishes it off for his third goal of the season.
Well, you could see that one coming, especially with Mitten getting on his horse and really, really starting to pump those legs. Look at the body position that Glaceman gets on the defender. Off the post and in, just a redirection, simple play. That's getting inside position on the defensive player who happened to be Kjellberg at the time.
Third of the year for Glaceman, fourth of his career. It's just his 16th game of the season. Lee tracking down a loose puck, but now he has to battle there with Verboon. And this will be icing here on RPI. RPI has played Colgate now. It's their second game against them. They don't look like a sub-500 team. Plenty of speed.
Yeah, it's a funny game, you know, especially from a team perspective where, you know, you just never know what gets you going.
Yeah.
And then you never know. There's peaks and valleys to every season. And you can call that adversity. And how teams handle it as a group is interesting.
Quick shot off the face-off again. That time it's Vachon. And Watson has to put his glove out to stop that.
Coach Smith is going to make a change on the face-off. I think that was Dubinsky that tried to take that draw.
Yeah, face-offs are now 19-11 Colgate. Shots in the period, 14-6 Raiders. And they've scored 2 goals. There's a relatively easy save for Watson and the long shot from Brandon.
All right, so that was Tour Linden that lost that draw. He's going to take it again. You're going to have to tie up the stick and get your feet involved here to win these draws off the Colgate players. They're pretty quick with the stick. And he does a much better job there by Linden.
Klee trying to clear, finds Lappinen. Shot deep by Manderville. 1 minute left in the second period. RPI down by a couple. Driven in by Bergsland.
For the fans watching at home, if RPI scores into this minute, it's a Moe's minute. They'll get a free taco.
Oh.
That's a hungry crowd.
Yeah, they want it. Bergsland goes back behind the net with it for Colton Young. To the line, kept in. Agnew, no. Had a crack to keep it in. Now Baxter. Through Laka and down the ice. Benson will leave it aside. Bergsland. Just run out the clock on that second period in the corner. 2 in the period for Colgate. 1 by Colton Young, 1 by Levi Glaisman. As the Colgate Raiders on top 3-1 after 2 periods here. Colgate's also opened up a 25-14 shot on goal advantage through 2 periods. And Coach, thoughts before we head to break? We'll have more chance to talk about this period in a moment.
Well, Colgate come out and they got an early one, and then they end up getting a late one. I was expecting a little bit of a push there by RPI late, but unfortunately it was Colgate that ended up with the opportunity, and it was just one of those situations where, you know, you get an opportunity like that and they capitalize on it.
Well, still plenty of hockey left here in this one. We'll take a break and be back with more from the Houston Fieldhouse in the 44th Big Red Freakout. You're watching it all on RPI TV and ESPN. Welcome back inside the Houston Fieldhouse. We're a couple minutes away from the start of the third period already. Game has flown by here. Perry Lascaris alongside Dan Frigent. And Coach, RPI is looking for some of that magic. You know, they haven't, other than the goal they scored, they had a good little push in that first period to get that goal late in the period. But other than that, they haven't had a ton going offensively. What's it going to take for them to try and at least, you know, get that one goal to put some pressure on?
Well, I think they're going to have to just start doing the little things. I mean, and it's going to start in the face-off circle. Just looking at the face-offs there in that second period, you got Josh McKegney at 78% and Jeff Stewart at 69%. So they're Colgate's top face-off guys. Whoever's going out against them, they have to start winning the draws. And it's not just always a clean draw where you're getting your stick involved. You got to get your feet involved and your two wingers. If it's a tie-up, you have to have your wingers coming in from the flank to gain control of that puck. So it's going to start with puck possession, and then, hey, there's no secret. It's just getting shots on goal, getting traffic in front of Benson. He made, you know, they had a couple of good opportunities there, and the one saved by Benson that he made in the blocker hand. But, you know, and then just one play where it's execution, and it's a two-goal game. So you just have to chip away at it. You're down 2. You have to chip away at it, and it's only a couple of shots away. But Marshall's got to stay strong in front of him, and somebody has to take the lead up front or from defense. But usually your offense is generated from the forwards. Somebody has to take charge and start making some plays.
Shots in that second period, we mentioned it, 15-6 Colgate for a 25-14 overall edge. 4 of those shots came on their 2 power plays. RPI's lone power play came in the first period. They had 1 shot on that, so they really haven't had the opportunity up a man yet. Who knows if we'll get them. We haven't seen a ton of penalties called in ECAC hockey this year. You know, last night aside, right, with the big the 5-minute majors, there really haven't been a whole lot of. There have been games with maybe 1 or 2 power plays each way, but for the most part, either the teams are playing a cleaner game, which is probably part of it, or the referees are calling fewer things.
Yes, yeah, and I mean, you know, I think it's been a very, very good game that way.
Yeah.
So far. So, again, it comes down to the guys in the locker room. Ture Linden can't do it all himself. He's been a heck of a leader this year so far. But you're going to have guys step up and, you know what, take on that attitude that this is freak out. We don't lose freakouts.
Well, for a number of these guys, they haven't. In fact, the senior class is the only ones that have. Because anybody else either hasn't played in one or they won their freshman year. Now Leppinen off for Linden. Baxter shot through traffic, hit his shin pad and goes wide.
Well, they had Schellberg coming down that weak side wide open.
Linden tried to make a move, or Lee rather, but got jammed up. Stewart trying to break to center, kicked it to himself, and might have just iced it. 50 seconds gone here, third period. Already RPI with some offensive zone possession, and he's trying to get something going here. You get a goal, and the pressure kind of swings back to the team that's leading a little more.
Well, they scored 2 goals in yesterday's second period and yesterday's third period. RPI did, so they're certainly capable.
Face off, lifted in the air. Might be icing again, but you know, Alex Young's got some speed, and he beats it out. Johnson. Nice connection to Walsh. Walsh, wrist shot, glove save by Benson, but he didn't hold it.
I think it handcuffed him a little bit.
To the line, Johnson breaks it up. A little bit of a risk there to try and jump that play, but he got it to work. Chased down, Walsh trying to get there, tied up with Brandon. Dubinsky comes to help out, and the puck comes free. Colton Young's got a goal tonight. Trying to turn the corner, just gets dumped by Klee. Mashey tried to play it behind. Now back to Ryan Mashey for RPI. 5 goals, 6 assists on the season for Ryan Mashey. He's been a little bit of a quiet 5 and 6 for him, but He seems to score big goals for RPI, especially that couple years ago in his freshman campaign before he got hurt. Trying to dump it in there was Glaseman. Hit a linesman. Now another chance here for the Raiders, and a save by Watson there. It was Ryan McGuire, yeah. Trying to go against the grain on that shot, and he nearly got it to go.
Yeah, he stopped it with the fat part of the goalie stick. I was watching Colton Young on that last shift, and he blew a tire a couple of times.
A couple times behind the goal.
Somebody needs to take the stone to his skate. When he went to the bench, I saw the trainer come down and do this, give his skate the stone and sharpen up that edge.
RPI's okay with that. If one of the Youngs can't skate real well. Because of their equipment, that is.
Weird things you notice, though.
Yeah. Verboon centering. Good stick by Kjellberg to break it up. Baxter, a couple of shoves to Verboon, knocked him down. Now Anthony Baxter for RPI up the wall. Linden on further out to center. Lepinin. Hands it off to Lee. Lee trying to go cross ice, hit a skate. It's back out to neutral. 3 minutes gone, third period. Still 3-1 Raiders. Up ahead for Tour Linden. Pulls up at the half wall, centering pass in the air. It's gloved down by Vachon. Lifted back to the RPI line. Davies gets met immediately by Lund. And Lund just forces the Engineers back in their own zone.
Those are the things you don't want to have to happen from an RPI perspective. You don't want to try to force the offense. Let it come to you. Use the concepts. Put it in deep. Get some support. Possess the puck.
That was Brackett. He couldn't get loose from his check in time, and the puck just trickled in on Mitch Benson. He puts a mid on that. Just one more home weekend left for RPI this season, a couple weeks from now. In the regular year, Dartmouth and Harvard come to town.
Geez, McKechnie makes that face-off win look so easy.
Shot in off the blocker by Young. Agnew trying to use the wall. It was broken up. McKechnie. Alex Young had it stripped away by Johnson. Walsh high in the air to center. It's set down by the glove of Belpedio and played right back in. And when you're up by 2, you can play this kind of game. Colgate really just content to get the puck deep and try to work from there. Agnew gets knocked down from behind. Stays on the puck, however. Finding Dubinsky. Off for Laka. Laka off the boards into Colgate territory. Bergslund had a little bit of trouble with it. Hallbauer cutting across to help out Klee. Lobs it right back out of play. We got a Engineer upended here.
Actually, what happened was...
Did he fall down?
No.
He says, my bad, McGuire.
Well, yeah, he
fell down?
He blew a tire. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
He blows a tire right here.
Oh.
Yep.
Slide tackle.
Yeah, crossbody. That was McGuire.
He tapped his chest. He said, my bad to Beaton there. He wasn't obviously trying to do anything there. I just saw the aftermath. Bergslund. Fired it off of Maggi. Sent up the wall from Glaseman, who's got the third Colgate goal tonight. Adamo. Feeding it over. That leaves the zone. RPI has to touch up. Raiders a chance to regroup. Glaseman. And they might have just iced it. 14:37 to go in the third period. RPI down by 2. The Engineers are 22 wins, 16 losses, and 5 ties all time in the Big Red Freakout. It's funny, all 5 of those ties came during the 17-game unbeaten streak. There were 12 0-5 from 91 to 07.
I had 4 of them.
You had 4 of the ties. It's really something. There's a quick shot there and a save. Lappinen. Engineers got exactly what they wanted off that face-off, but Benson able to squeeze that.
Yeah, well, Lack is a right shot, so he's going to be on the left side, and Lepinen's on the right. He's a left shot, which allows them to get that quick shot on goal. Good face-off win by Turlinden.
Another face-off win. Kjellberg shoots it in. Laka. And now all the way down again. Does it have the legs for icing? Yes. As now Laka awkwardly slips and falls into the boards.
A lot of guys blowing tires out here.
Last night too.
Yeah.
It could be it's getting warmer out, but it's not that warm out.
No.
Of course, they have the somewhat kind of temporary ice surface in for the whole season.
When Mr. Dana McGuire sees something like that, he slides down and says, hey, how would you like me to stone that skate for you?
Back to the point. Johnson. Shot was blocked. Gets another crack at it. He'll skate it down low. Johnson all the way into the slot. Backhander save. Rebound loose and still no whistle. Finally we get one. As Lund has somebody in a headlock. That's Jacob Lee had to shake that mask out there.
Well, that's something you have to do. I mean, Benson makes a save, but I think it's still loose, and it drops. Referee hadn't blown the whistle yet.
Right. I mean, if that thing's frozen, then you got to blow the whistle, or else if no one hears a whistle, they're going to keep scrapping, right?
Yeah, and there's the referee. Look at, he's not even there now.
Yeah.
Now he blows it. You know, probably the guy that blew it too soon there when they allowed the goal for RPI.
Maybe he's a little,
little gun shy.
A little gun shy on the whistle. Well, if you're RPI, you don't mind.
Nope.
Lappinen stops at the blue line. Held it a little too long. Now he'll dive to play it back to Johnson. Hallbauer back to Lappinen. Good find. Comes down off the dasher for Laka, but he just couldn't handle it. Played by the Raiders to center. Shot in by McDermott. He'll get a change. Simon Kjellberg, the junior from Nashville and New York Rangers draft choice, will move it ahead. Hands it off for Walsh. Walsh lost the puck, but Engineers do get it deep. Quickly controlled by Bergslund. Into the middle, dangerous pass there. Trying to sweep it along was Kjellberg, nice play. Adamo Arister, and that one didn't miss by a whole lot. Might have got the piece of the glove as well, but it's back out to center. Baxter, and now we got a whistle here and an offside, I guess. 12:39 to go, third period. 3-1 Colgate leading here. We finally saw a forehand shot from Justin Adamo, Coach. We didn't know he could do that.
You know, I'm just thinking that, and I'm thinking, now I know why he takes backhands. He's got to put those forehands on the net.
He's more accurate with the backhand.
He is. And you know what? He puts some mustard on it.
This is going to be scary. If I'm a goalie here, I'm closing my eyes for all for all of that shot.
I like his thinking. He's going top shelf.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you've got guys crashing the net. You got to get a shot on goal there. Otherwise, it comes out.
Yeah.
Starts the breakout for Colgate.
Absolutely. Bouncing puck will be handled by Lee. Jacob Lee sends it back to the point. Into the skate of Davies. Does a nice job just keep it alive there. Dubinsky behind. Further for Schreifels. Henri twisting and turning. Sends it back to the point. Rister in. Save Benson. Kicks to the corner. Certainly better in the third here so far from the Engineers. The slot. Schreifels a shot pad save. Davies another try, and it's blocked by Mitten. RPI knocking on the door here. We're not halfway through this third period. Bergslund. Tipped in by Lund. First one to it. It's going to be McAvoy. He got the scoring started in this one with his first goal of the year. Back to the point. Rister went wide as McAvoy tried to provide a screen in front. Now a bouncing puck all the way down the ice. And we got a puck played with a high stick. We'll stop play. 11:18 to go.
Now RPI's changed up their strategy a little bit. They're sending those guys long. Once they get possession of the puck, they're blowing the zone and looking for that long stretch pass. Trying to catch Colgate defenders napping.
Third period sees the Engineers out shooting the Raiders 5-2. It's what you need. Overall, 27-19 Raiders. Faceoffs have also closed that gap a little bit, 25-17 Colgate. Walsh to the point. Baxter, long shot, hit a body. Rebound, Kjellberg, and that one might have caught somebody else on the way through.
I might have hit Beaton by the way he's reacted.
Yeah. Now Vachon. Tight angle shot, and squeezing the pads together is Watson. Jack Watson, a bit of a revelation late in the year. He dealt with some injuries early in the season that kind of kept him from getting his chance, but by the time he did, he's played to the tune of a 1.67 goals against, 9.45 save percentage.
Yeah, he's played well.
And certainly the 3 goals tonight, I don't think you can pin anyone on him in particular.
Not at all. Not to mention some of the saves he's made.
For sure. Quick shot there, left pad stop. Young. Turning the corner on Dubinsky. Gets it back. Dubinsky gets the better of him there. Lee gloves it down. Would have been a hand pass if he didn't play it again. Agnew runs into McKechnie, who just shoots it right back in. Raiders at times have caused problems here for RPI, trying to break out of their own zone. Now they do. Dubinsky pulls up top of the circle. Easy glove stop there, but an offensive zone draw coming for the Engineers as Kjellberg gets dumped behind the play.
Well, that's what RPI's got to do. They got to get some shots on goal, but not so easy to handle on behalf of Benson. Something in the pad, low, that'll force a rebound, or somebody in front maybe getting a stick on it for a deflection.
Face off one cleanly back to Baxter. Has it poked away. Ethan Manderville, junior from Ottawa, is going to lift it down ice. And now offside is Stewart. Now they iced it. So
I don't understand why he called that, because the Colgate players backed off
right
to touch up.
Yeah. I think, well, it's going to be icing if
I see what you're
it's
saying.
the offside icing catch
Yeah.
22.
Gotcha. Yep, you're right.
They backed off because they would have been offside, and they iced it. So it's you don't get off for one infraction for doing the other. Hallbauer in the air. Turned around by Bergslund. There's a couple of Raiders over there. Mitten trying to hand it off. Good poke by Hallbauer. Baxter in his skates. Tipped deep by Linden. Lappinen trying to get there first, and he does. Otto Ville Lappinen on the Vespu Finland. Back to the point. Davies across for Klee. Takes a shot that takes a deflection. It's picked up by Linden again. Up the wall, Davies. Tight angle shot goes behind the goal. Rings all the way to the point for Klee. He was looking for the tip from Laka, didn't get it. Now Davies down low. Klee, centering pass, broken up, it's in the net! Ryan McGuire tried to play it behind the goal, but he didn't get enough of it. It's gonna be Mason Klee's tally. And an own goal gets RPI on the board. It doesn't count as own goal in hockey, but
You see what happens when you just get that puck to the net. It goes off McGuire's stick, up over the shoulder of Benson.
That's a perfect tip.
He didn't even see it. He didn't know it went in.
Goals Mason Cleese is his first of the year.
All you got to do is get that puck to the net. Perfect timing here. They needed to get one.
3-2 game. As Kjellberg keeps it in. Kjellberg, blue line, shot. And digging it out of the pile was McAvoy, but he couldn't clear the zone. Fanning on the first try was Agnew. Second try gets it below the dot. Now it's cleared out by the Raiders.
Keep in mind, Colgate has used their timeout already.
Exactly. They use it with 5 minutes left in the second. Baxter down low. Brackett fanned on the first try, bouncing puck in the slot and glove down far side. And Young wants to skate. Colton Young into the corner. Gets away from a Hallbauer, but not Brackett. Brackett's got some wheels. Schreifels. Good defensive play there by Alex Young. He might have had numbers, but he couldn't find anybody. Now a race for it here. Baxter the first one to it. Slaps it right to McKechnie, who gets then rubbed out by Baxter. Alex Young fell down at center. Heard some jeers. Now Lee, a shot deflected high off the glass behind the goal. Stick side, Benson made the save.
That goal's given RPI some momentum, something they certainly needed here in the late stages of the third period.
You could argue they had created a bit of it before that. I mean, they were creating opportunities here in this third period. Was there a change of strategy at all with Colgate having the 2-goal lead to play a little more conservatively? I mean, maybe that's not their brand of hockey.
Well, they need a couple of goals, so they had to open it up one way or another. The only tough thing about that is sometimes when you open up, you're going to give things up defensively, which didn't happen.
No, I meant for Colgate. Did they kind of play a little bit more defensive game, knowing they had a 2-goal lead? The other way around, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that as of yet.
Okay. It just seems like they've been content to dump the puck in and change. As a layman, not knowing a ton of the game, it looks as though they're just kind of saying, all right, well, we're going to see where this 2-goal lead can take us. And so far it's taken them to a 1-goal lead. It's now
kind
coming
of
up on
going
6
into
to
a
go.
Defensive shell.
Not necessarily a shell, but just
I understand.
Not attacking the net like they were in the opening.
Quite frankly, sometimes.
As Adamo tried to walk it out, but he got knocked down. Kind of went down on his own, really, after losing the puck. RPA fans will disagree there.
Sometimes teams will develop that mentality on their own, and it's
right.
not on
It's
behalf of the coach.
Psychological, maybe more than anything else. Something that was told to them. Hallbauer off for Beaton.
They're certainly in defensive mode here because RPI is in attack mode.
The 2-goal lead complex, maybe, which Colgate had. Now Beaton drops it back. Hallbauer looking for a lane. Takes a shot, hit a leg. Adamo. Dragged back to the point. Kjellberg a shot. Redirected on goal. Benson made the save. Another try, Adamo. And Beaton couldn't find it. It was between his skates. Hit by Adamo there on Manderville. Under 5 to go.
Well, I noticed that Coach Vaughn has shortened his bench. That's one thing.
Hallbauer's stick handling, lost it at the line. Sent back the other way. Not enough juice for icing as Agnew will spin around, but he lost it to Glaceman. Maschie ahead. Dubinsky takes a look. Trying to chip it into space and go after it. He was held up a bit there.
Check that. He hasn't shortened his bench. That's his 4th line out there.
Massey's going to ring it, but the point's open because RPI was changing blue liners. Dubinsky.
Well, for sure right now, Colgate's in survival mode.
Shot ahead. Baxter tracks it down. Lund has his stick lifted. Shoveled right back by McAvoy, however. Baxter. He'll navigate the neutral zone before handing off to Lepinen. He has to deal with the puck and some snow, and he's forced to carry back to center to maintain possession. Now it's dumped in by Lepinen. It's knocked down by Benson behind the net. A little bit indecisive, but he tries the far side. Young fires it in from center ice. Knocked down by the glove of Watson. And now we got a penalty coming up on Young. It's going to be goalie interference as Watson's mask came off. And so RPI is going to get what it was looking for here, at least I think, a power play here in the final few minutes of the game. Now, luckily Watson looks okay.
Yeah, he looks fine.
Oh, that's not good. Young is defenseless. Watson's defenseless there, and Young just runs him over. Davies didn't have anything to do with it.
No.
They're talking about this.
Yeah, Young's feet got kind of squared around.
Austin Jones out to talk to athletic trainer for RPI men's hockey. Austin Jones out to talk with Watson, who's got a towel out there. Goalie interference is the call, which is, I think, pretty cut and dry from what we saw live.
Yeah.
Just the second power play of the game for RPI. They're 0 for 1, and now they're going to clear off some of the ice, I guess, or maybe give a chance to.
No, I was wondering why they were stopped. This is an immediate timeout?
Did it really take that long for one?
Yeah, because I didn't see them. I was looking at the snow.
Yeah, there's a pile of snow there.
Yeah, and I was thinking, boy, I don't remember them coming out yet.
Well, maybe. I mean, there's certain stoppages they can't do it on, right? There's
right.
the no change situations you can't do the ice cleaning. So maybe just in the hasn't happened yet. All right, well, a little bit of a benefit here for RPI and for Watson, who gets a chance to shake the cobwebs out a little bit because he was shaken up on that play, it looked like.
Yeah, well, I think that's what Coach Vaughn is questioning right now, why there's a timeout here, especially when they're going on the power play.
Right, the second time tonight that RPI has had a ice clearing right before their power play.
You know, the timing is kind of iffy because if it was 2:18, then you could pull and do a 6-on-4.
It still might happen if RPI doesn't get a quick one, and then the face-off they win, but
yes, it could
immediately leaves the zone. I mean, you got to think maybe 2 minutes. You go for a minute of 5-on. Or 6-on-3.
The 2:18 would have taken the thought process out of it.
Right, exactly. You're right. Massey across. Nice catch by Adamo. Feeds it in front. It deflects behind. Colgate trying to clear. Nothing on that. It's kept in by Kjellberg. Adamo. Dubinsky. Adamo sends it all the way back to the point for Massey. Well, took his eye off it, but trying to get it back. Bergslund now has it pinned against the wall. There's 3 engineers over there trying to dig it out. Finally free to Adamo on the half wall.
Smart play. They got it to the weak side.
Kjellberg a shot. That one's up high on Benson. Lifted around halfway through the power play. Massey now down low. Kjellberg, tough handle there. Dubinsky at the left point. Now Laka's knocked down in front. He's slow to get up. I'm not sure what happened to Laka. He's going off to the bench. Now the hit ramps up and goes out of play on a dump in. It hit the Zamboni door. And now these Raiders are stumbling all over each other behind the goal.
Well, what happened was Adamo give the number 25.
You're going to see it here.
A whack.
Yeah, he get pushed against the board, so he
right
whacked
there.
him. Yeah.
But I didn't see what happened to Laka.
Yeah, he was battling for position in front of the net, and I don't know. He just got maybe got the wind knocked out of him or something, but he left the ice, and RPI lost its advantage for a few seconds there, and it ended up. Then you got the Zamboni door involved as it just ran up into the netting.
I've seen
off
some
a nothing
weird
dump
bounces,
in. Yeah,
but never ever in that corner.
That Zamboni door has caused problems in recent history here.
Yeah.
And we saw it tonight where a puck was dumped in up the right wing boards and it came right back out the right wing boards. So it was like a
Well, that's because
like
you've got those extensions right on the glass, and anytime the puck goes around the glass and hits those extensions,
it's like a pinball bumper.
Yeah.
Now we got another stoppage here.
Well,
We're going to look at something?
Timeout. RPI.
I didn't see them call timeout. They're going to look at something.
Well, maybe it is something. Yeah. A free timeout.
Another one.
Oh, they're going to look at if there were penalties behind the play.
I guess. They're only supposed to look if they're going to hand out a major penalty. That's the only thing they're supposed to be able to review for.
So they're either going to look at the one on Laka or they're going to look – I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, as far as the NCAA is concerned, they can't look at a replay of anything and call a minor penalty. The only replays can be for major penalties. So maybe if they missed something on what happened to Laka, that's all I can think of, because we saw exactly what happened between Adamo and I think it was Bergsland, who he chopped down after taking a shot from him. We got WRPI dropping their microphone
I thought
on.
he was fishing.
Yeah, he's fishing. Yeah, he almost dropped his mic on your head.
Good thing it would have been my head. I would, but I might have got hurt otherwise.
Otherwise, yeah. Well, just to recap here, Colgate scored the game's first goal back at 11:16 of the first period. Paul McAvoy from Matt Verboon and Griffin Lunn. And at 18:37 of the first, RPI pulled even. Jack Agnew from Tour Linden and Ryan Massey. Then at 1:26 of the second period, Colton Young gave Colgate a 2-1 lead from Josh McKechnie and Alex Young. And then a 3-1 lead after Levi Glaceman at 18:15, from Ross Mitten and Ryan McGuire made it 3-1 there. Then RPI pulled one back on a own goal of sorts from Ryan McGuire. Credit to Mason Klee from Dylan Davies and Jacob Laka. Let's see.
Here it is right here. Yeah, he got cross-checked up top.
Did he?
Yeah, right here. Look at
Oh, yeah. He got hit in the side of the neck or the head there. We could see 5 minutes here.
Yeah, you could.
Who was that?
How about some out-of-town scores?
Yeah, why not?
Clarkson's up 2-0 on Quinnipiac with 8 minutes left in the third. Dartmouth is up 1-0 on Yale with 12 minutes left in the second. St. Lawrence is behind 3-2 to Princeton with 4 minutes left in the third. And Cornell is up 3-1 with Union halfway through the third. So Cornell with a rebound after.
RPI women fell today at Colgate, number 8 Colgate, 3-0. 50 saves for Amanda Rampado. That's a career high in the loss to the Raiders. It puts the officials in a tough spot to go, because it's got to be 5 or nothing.
Yeah. They're taking a long look at it.
We've had our share of reviews this weekend, Coach.
We certainly have. This has taken a long, long time. But you know what? I understand why, because
it's important.
Critical point of the game.
Yeah.
You don't want to be.
I think they got him.
Yeah, you don't want to influence the game one way or another, but you got to call a penalty if the penalty is called, or an infraction if it occurred.
All right, well, the review process, I'm not sure what they have to do timing-wise.
Maybe a 2-minute minor.
They can't do that.
Oh, that's
like
true.
I said, it's got to be 5.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a 5-minute major. So Berglund's going to have to go off here. Someone's going to have to serve the penalty.
There it is.
Well, Vaughn is nodding, but also not happy.
Yeah, it's 5-minute major. And
so Berglund's done. Someone has to serve this thing. Who's in the box?
Well, that would be Colton Young from earlier, right?
Oh, yeah. They got to send somebody else. There he is, 14.
Yeah.
That's Manderville. So Manderville's going to serve the major.
Now you can pull the goaltender if you don't score in this within 44 seconds.
All right, so 5-on-3, and that's a big clearance for the Raiders. Officially the 3rd power play for RPI on the major penalty. Johnson down low for Walsh. Linden, Walsh. And that one escapes to her for a second. He plays it back to Beaton. 18 to go in the 5-on-3. Walsh in front. Walsh, Johnson, RPI collapsing down low, and they try to feed it through everybody. Beaton. And it was intercepted and cleared. Penalty expires on Young, and he's trying to find it at center ice. Flipped in deep. It'll be stopped there as we come up on a minute to go in the game, and the Raiders in no hurry. It'll be slapped down ice by Brandon. Set aside by Watson, who's still in net. And to this point, it's probably good he was, because a couple of those dump-ins have been awfully close to the RPI cage. Now RPI trying to walk it in. They're offside.
Yeah.
They have to touch up. They're probably better off just going after the puck here as it's shot down ice.
And that's the thing now. Colgate can take as many shots at that open net as they want, killing off this penalty, and it won't be icing.
6-on-4. It's shot in by the Engineers, just trying to establish something in the offensive zone. It's a good hit by Lee. Pops free to Baxter. 30 seconds to go. Kjellberg back to Baxter. Center cross, one-timer, and it caroms out of the zone.
Face-off will be coming out into the neutral zone.
They're saying offside, or maybe outside. I think the puck might have left the ice.
Yeah, it did.
22.1 left. RPI got what they wanted, a one-timer from Adamo.
Yep.
He just couldn't hit the net with it.
Now the strategy is going to be, which side do you overload and then throw the puck in to make sure that it ends up there? Now we've got a timeout.
RPI saving the timeout here, and they'll use it here.
Wow, that one-timer just went wide. Here's another look at it. That's the play they wanted, set up.
You have face-off plays in this type of situation, neutral ice in?
Yeah, what you'll do is you'll draw it back. You'll overload the one side so that when you ring the puck around, you'll have a couple of guys over there, outnumber them in order to get control of the puck. And then you want to get it to the net as quickly as possible.
Colgate trying to survive here and move to 3-0 as the villains on Freakout Saturday in Troy.
Now you could flood the weak side, or you could flood the strong side with a D-to-D pass if they win the draw, and you're going to have Tour Linden winning the draw. If you're Colgate, you're probably going to want to go ahead with it.
Beaton is starting way wide on the right. Big face-off here between McKechnie and Linden. It's pushed ahead and loose to the far side. Beaton walking his way in is poked away, and it's cleared out and down and wide of the goal. But RPI has to hurry. 10 seconds left. Bouncing puck at center ice with 6. Fed up the wall. Beaton has a man cutting to that is Walsh. Beaton trying to find Walsh, and it's knocked away. And that'll do it. As the Raiders hold on here to take it 3-2. 5 games unbeaten now for Colgate and the Engineers. They brought it here in the third period, Coach, just maybe a little bit too late.
Yeah, they just fell short. I mean, everything went their way. You know, they got the power play when they needed it, and then an extra for a 5-on-3. And just, you know, they had the opportunity set up. They just didn't hit the net on it, unfortunately.
That was kind of the difference between last night and tonight. Last night, RPI seemed like when they took shots, they hit the net and they found the net. And tonight, it was a little bit more tough sledding for the Engineers offensively, but that's kind of how the game goes.
Yeah,
and,
you can draw up all the plays you want, but it really boils down to execution, and they had the opportunity. They just didn't execute, which, you know, sometimes happen. You know, last night, look, when it's 3-2, they make a real good play. Tour Linden gets the weak side pass and takes a nice shot. They go up 4-2, and tonight it just didn't click for them.
Shots in the game, 31-24 in favor of Colgate. Faceoffs, 29-21 Raiders. RPI getting goals tonight. Mason Klee had the second one. Jack Agnew, his first career goal, first goal for the Engineers this evening as they fall here. And RPI will head on the road.
And like I said, this would have been a big game for RPI because it would have put them 5 points